Hey, how are ya?
Oh, how are you?
I am doing so well. So, for everybody joining us, this is the after show where we break down episodes of your favorite shows with the stars themselves. I'm Audrey Yap, Variety.com news anchor and reporter, joined by Birgundi Baker from The Shy. Hello, thanks for hopping on with us.
For having me.
Wow, what an episode that was. Like I warned everybody, there's going to be a lot of spoilers from tonight's episode, so I think we can talk about it right straight up. Keisha, she is alive. Thank God.
Yes. Since episode one, and I was, had to keep my mouth shut and not spill anything, but Keisha is alive.
Thank goodness. And we saw bits and pieces of what she's been going through. For you, what was that like portraying that? It looked incredibly intense.
Ooh, it was. I had to do a lot of preparation, a lot of mental, spiritual, and physical preparation for it. We had to have meetings about the intimacy of it because there was a lot of, touching and a lot of touchy topics going on. So it was very, very intense.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, we saw glimpses of what she has been going through. It looks like a harrowing experience, but I think a lot of people are wondering, is the person who has been holding her captive someone we've seen before on the show?
Yes, it is someone you've seen before on the show. I don't think it's anyone you would expect it to be, but it's someone that you've seen.
Interesting. So when you read that, and can you give us a hint as to who that is at all? Like you said, someone we wouldn't expect. Is it
Uh,
someone who's, yeah.
I can tell you that we have not dove into his character yet. We have
Okay.
a lot of him. If you weren't paying really close attention, you might have missed him, but we have seen him before.
Have we seen him in this season specifically?
Only this season.
Only this season. Okay, all right. I'll have to go back and watch from episode one. I know depicting this part of Keisha's story has been very close to your heart. Tell me more about that, why it's so important that you are sharing her story through this show.
Yes. Well, originally I'm from North Carolina, and right now our state is one of the top states for human trafficking. And Chicago has a lot of cases where Black girls have gone missing, and I lived in Chicago for some time. So those are two places where I was seeing it happen a lot. Also, I'm a mother and I'm a Black woman. So just seeing all these cases with all of our missing Black women going on, it's very personal, and it does touch home.
So accessing that place where Keisha is, that really dark place you talked about, prepping physically, emotionally, what did you have to go through in terms of preparation?
Oh my goodness. The first thing was research. I had to do a lot of research. There are some very specific cases on different age groups and even different races of women and their bodies being found. And each situation is just so different, and they don't give you a lot of detail. So I had to do my research on that just to see exactly what was going on in the world today. And I had to do a lot of mental preparation. I got into meditation heavily while we were shooting The Shy, just because it was a way to access my character and to kind of throw away my thoughts and my feelings and get into Keisha's thoughts and Keisha's feelings. So I had to take a lot of time before we shot our scenes to just pray. And I'm very spiritual, so I would just ask for guidance and ask that I do justice to the characters and the women who have gone through this.
What kind of meditation do you do? Do you have an app? I'm a big fan of meditation when I can fit it in.
University, and we had a class where we would do meditation, and it's really just lying on the floor, absolute silence, heavy breathing, getting control over your breath, and thinking about the circumstances of your character, and just basically inviting the character to be a part of what you have to do for that day.
I feel like we could all benefit from a little bit of that, especially lately. What's the hope for you? What do you hope results from bringing to light stories like Keisha's and the countless number of Black girls and women who've gone missing and their stories untold.
Yeah, I just hope that people can be more educated about what's going on, that our community can speak about it more because we don't really talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we can even reopen some of these cases because so many families are still lost and confused about what's happened to their loved ones. So I'm hoping that we can just bring attention to those cases who've just fallen by the wayside and just protect our women and take better care of our young girls.
You mentioned that you're a mom.
Yes, yes, I have
Yeah.
a 5.
Oh my goodness. You're a busy, busy woman then, I'm sure. How has being a mom, because so much of this show is about family relationships, right? And about the centrality of having a strong mom. How does being a mom, how has that influenced how you approach Keisha and how you approach your own work?
Oof, I think being a mother, especially to a young girl, I just see the lives of young women in a different light. It becomes very personal. Um, yeah, it's just it changes you. It makes you a little bit more protective and a little bit more emotional in a way. But I found that to be very, very useful in my craft.
Something that people also really latch onto is the spectrum of stories that the Shy tells. Tell me about being on this show in particular at this moment in history when the Black community has a mic in a way that, a year ago, the community might not have.
Yes, I think the show is right on time. I mean, not only were the women on the show speaking up about the way they felt, but also women just in general in the world were wanted to be heard more. So I feel like the show is right on time. And every day I see something on social media about sex trafficking, human trafficking, children going missing. And I think this show is just amplifying that message and really touching on what's going on in the world. It's like perfect timing.
And to step into a show with such a talented cast, what has that experience been like? You have Lena Waithe, who's also stepping in as a character, who's also the creator. Just tell me the environment of being part of this cast.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's very motivating because a lot of these people I was watching on TV before I even came on the Shy. So it's very motivating. And these are real, down to earth, goofy people. So we've become like family and we support each other. And everyone has just been an example in their own way.
Who's the goofiest? Who's goofing on set?
It has to be between Jacob Lattimore and
Okay.
Shaman, who plays Papa. Yeah, goofy.
Goofy's a good way to describe him, it sounds like. Amazing. Uh, you know, how has quarantine been for you all? How has the lockdown been?
It's been tough. It has really made me spend a lot of time with family, which is actually a really good thing. And it's also made me sit down and create. I think that's something I should have been doing more of before as an artist. But now with all this time on my hands, I've started my own short film and I've connected with other artists. So I've been trying to use it to the best of my ability.
Tell us what your short film is about.
Oh, it's a short film. It's called Grace. It's about a young woman named Grace, and she's being raised by her father. But she's in that stage where she's turning into a woman, and so she's looking for female guidance. She doesn't have that, so she goes on a journey to kind of find that on her own. And it's just kind of about the ups and downs that we go through as young girls turning into women.
How has it been difficult staying creative and getting things done creatively while we're all in this like crazy time?
It has been difficult. We can't gather with a lot of people and, put your ideas together with a lot of people. I don't think it's safe just yet to actually start shooting with a lot of people. So a lot of it is just like individual work and being in your personal space and doing the work by yourself. But I think that that challenge has really brought about some good art. And I'm actually really excited to see all of the art that's come out of quarantine because I know all of the artists are really working right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
over IG or over Zoom maybe, but but you keep it moving. Uh, have you kept in touch with anybody from the Shy? Who are you? Who's in the group chat?
Oh my goodness. I I can text all day. We do the voice text, the uh, memes and emojis and all that stuff. Her name's Tyler. She plays my mom. She's been like a mentor to me and a friend, and she's such a wonderful example. We talk all the time. We talk for hours sometimes.
I love that. Everybody has been buzzing. I saw a little bit of buzz on the internet about this, but because I want you to weigh in. Emmit and Dom. Do we ship this? Do we ship, like, is there potential? Like, what do you make of that? There's obviously chemistry, right?
There's obviously chemistry. I mean, if you're watching at home, you see the little googly eyes, the little smart comments. I mean, let's think about how they first met when, I don't know if you remember, he was at the door and he says, "This is Emmett." And she's like, "Prove it. Show me."
Yes.
Like, something, you know? Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Do you know something that we don't yet, or is this? Of course you do. Of course you do. Well, tease for me. Well, episode 6 will be the last episode, right, of this season.
No, we have 10 episodes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have 10 episodes. I only got to see through. All right. So tease for me what we can expect from seeing how Keisha's story unfold, and what we can expect from the rest of this season of The Shy.
Okay. You can expect Keisha to fight for her life. You can expect Keisha that when she is found to be a completely different person. You can expect to see the boys grow up even more throughout the rest of the season.
The boys are some of my favorite parts of the show. They are so funny.
It so beautifully, and I think everyone can identify with at least one of the boys. That's the fun thing about it, you know? But yeah, that's what you can expect.
From the beginning of this season, we've seen Keisha, I mean, from what little that were able to see of her, she was kind of struggling. She was a little bit at a crossroads. By the end of this season, is she on a better path? I mean, which is difficult to say after, seeing what she's going through.
The good thing is that she's not dead. And
yes, that is a wonderful thing. Yes, absolutely. Is she?
Someone is going to find her. I can't say who, when, how, where, but she will be found. Is she on a better path? I would not say that she is, because I think a lot of trauma and a lot of pain comes from being kidnapped and being gone for so long.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, I wouldn't say Keisha's on a better path.
Is she on a path to healing, do you think?
Absolutely. That was an important message that the director wanted us to get across, is that, women go through these things, and not just women, but anyone who goes through this can always go on a journey of healing. So yes, she is.
Fantastic. Okay, so what have you been streaming? What have you been binging while we've been away from each other?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I already watched this, but because I love Viola Davis so much, I went back and started over How to Get Away with Murder. There's also this show called See, and it's about a blind family on Apple TV, and it has no actresses. Alfre Woodard. It is incredible. Everybody's blind, but they're like fighting and kicking butt. It's wonderful. Those have been my two favorite things. I just caught up on Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker, and You on Netflix. I didn't think I was going to be into it, but I got into it.
It's wild, that show, isn't it? Did you finish the whole thing? Did you finish the whole season? Thoughts. Give me your thoughts. I love talking TV with people.
Wild. And like I said, I didn't think I was going to be able to get into it, but it's a good show. I can't think of any other show like it,
Yeah, absolutely. Being a Black woman and being an artist right now, and hearing there, I feel like there is a sense of urgency when it comes to listening to Black actresses right now. Have you been feeling that? What are you thinking in this moment?
Yes, definitely. I felt like this is a very important time to use my voice, and people are listening. Like, people are really into what's happening with Keisha, and people are asking a lot of questions, and I think people are becoming more aware of what's going on in the world. Um, yeah, I think, and even with the protests and even with the Black Lives Matter, I think we're seeing something happen in the world that we haven't seen before. I think this generation is really taking the lead, and um, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Absolutely. Burgundy Baker, thanks so much for hopping on the after show. Good to know that Keisha is alive and on a path to healing, we're hoping.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much. Have a great Sunday.
You too.
All right, everybody, that was the after show. I'm Audrey at Variety.com's news anchor and reporter. You can follow me at Audrey Cleo on Instagram and Twitter. That was Burgundy Baker. I want to thank her for being on the show. You can watch The Chi on Showtime on Sunday nights. A very intense episode tonight, but looks like there will be more. All right, have a good evening. Head over to Variety.com for all the latest from the world of entertainment. Thanks so much, guys.